G'day guys. In this video, I'm going to be going out trying to see if I can get permission to go hunting on some private property in my local area. And I'm going to show you guys my approach to doing that, and hopefully it might work for you as well. I know it can be very challenging sometimes to get permission to go hunting on farmers' properties, because there's a lot of farmers that just don't want people to come on, which is a real shame, because there's a lot of hunters that would love to be able to do that. My approach for doing that today is I've made this letter. And I've put as much thought as I possibly can into trying to make it a really well thought out letter, introducing myself, a bit of background, contact details, some references about myself, and trying to reassure any of the potential property owners about their concerns, like just making sure I'm respecting their property and their privacy and just kind of anything that they need, so that hopefully if someone was to read this letter, they'll get the impression that I'm actually a pretty decent bloke, and it would be totally fine to let me come onto their property with guns, shooting, hunting, whatever, and then they're not going to have any troubles. So really hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, hopefully we have some luck. I've got about 500 of these letters, and I'm just going to drop them in mailboxes all the way along the highway in the area that I want to hunt, and fingers crossed something comes from it. But yeah, we'll see how we go. One of the main reasons that I would love to get permission to go hunting on private property as opposed to public land in my area is that in general, private land, it's a lot easier to hunt on. The animals are under way less pressure. They're not seeing hunters every single weekend, and as a result, they're just so much more relaxed. They're just hanging out doing their thing a lot of the time. And so yeah, it would be really nice to be able to have a few more options for easier hunting locations. If I haven't got as much time, if I want to duck out for a little midweek hunt or something after work. And yeah, it's a lot of fun getting to spend time close to deer and other wildlife, and it'd be really nice to have some easier access spots in my area to go to if I want to. Alrighty guys, so I've dropped off a lot of letters already. I'm gonna just keep going till I get sick of it. I've got hundreds to get through, so I'm not gonna make you watch me hand deliver every single one, but I will let you know how it goes if I hear back from any farmers, and fingers crossed, really hope someone decides to let me come hunting on their property, but I'll let you know how we go either way. So we're here on a private property at the moment. I thought while I'm waiting for all of those letter drops to do their thing and hopefully hear back from someone, that yeah, we're going to come out to this little private property. It's a place that Dan has worked for this lady in the past before with his business, and she's been kind enough to grant us access here, and it's a beautiful little property, heaps and heaps of deer. She's got a real problem with them wrecking her gardens and fences and all that stuff, so hopefully we can help her out a little bit.
Should be a good little afternoon, I reckon, so keen to get into it.
Yeah, and we're sitting up on top of the hill at the minute. You can see that's the hill that we're going to be trying to hunt on over there. All right guys, so what I'm doing right now is I'm using my digital camera to glass the hill face that we're actually going to be hunting on. So this thing's got a really good zoom on it, and I can just sit back and scan and look around, and if there's any animals out in clearings and things, I can spot them from miles away. So already I've been able to see that there's a kangaroo that's having a nap over here in the wattles. So I know that if we walk through that spot, we'll probably spook him and he'll run off and maybe spook other animals. A minute ago, up in that clearing up here, there was actually a wombat as well that was snuffling around. And in the past, when we've come to this property, we've been really lucky and just been able to sit up here on top of the hill, glass around, and we've seen fallow deer and also sambar deer that are feeding and bedded down just on this opposite hill face. And it makes it so easy to be able to plan your stalk so that you can just come in from the right angle according to the wind. And so we can't see any deer this time, but we're just gonna head in there anyway and try our luck and hopefully get something. One of the other benefits to hunting on private property as opposed to public land is it's just so easy to access. Me and Dan, we parked the car 50 meters away up near the house, and we're just walking in through the bottom paddock, and we're trying to be nice and quiet and slow and sneaky and stuff, but can you see it at the end of that log? We hadn't gone more than probably 50 meters or something into the actual paddock, and we already come across our first deer. So I saw the little ear flicks of a little brown fallow deer in the bush just up here, and yeah, it's just amazing. We've been here we've been walking for 50 meters and we're already onto our first deer. So we slowed right down and just Dan just squatted down and got ready to take a shot if the opportunity presented itself. And yeah, it was a tricky call to make. The deer's very close. Would have been very easy to take a shot at him, but because he's sort of just on the top of a ridgeline here at the minute, if Dan was to miss the shot, or if the bullet was to go straight through the deer and out the other side, we have no idea where that bullet is actually going to land. And being a private property, there are actually other houses not too far away as well, so it wasn't really a risk we wanted to take, so we decided not to take the shot and just enjoy watching this particular deer instead. And yeah, as you can see, we're really not far away. The wind is perfect, so you couldn't smell us. We're sitting right out in the middle of the open on the grass, and he hasn't noticed it just yet. Didn't take him long to figure it out. Then he popped his head up. He saw us, and got a bit of a fright, so he took off. But it's a good example too of like how relaxed animals are on private land. Like this guy, he should have just bolted and took off because there's two hunters right there, but he's not accustomed to having people hunt him. So basically, it took him quite a bit to actually take off, giving us many more opportunities to shoot if we wanted to. But anyway, we decided, we'll let him go do his thing, and we decided to actually make our way up to the back of the property and tuck ourselves in to do a bit of a sit and wait into the evening. And yeah, in the past experience, we've noticed that right on dark, it's not uncommon for the deer to come out of that thicker stuff at the back. Had this big bruiser of a kangaroo come in and check us out, and yeah, it was really weird. He just hung out there for like ages, and as you can see, this is an hour and a half later. It's almost dark, and he's still sitting there checking us out. But yeah, then we saw right on dark, had some fallow deer coming through the thick stuff just across from us, and Dan was trying really hard to get a shot, but it was just too dark to make them out properly, and they were just a little bit too far away. There was about 10 deer came down in total, so yeah, unfortunately it was a little bit too dark to get a good ethical shot, so we decided to just leave it go, and we'll come back and try again another time. But yeah, it's been a really beautiful afternoon. Saw lots of deer, had lots of good opportunities. Wasn't able to get a deer today, but yeah, it was just great. So yeah, and then it was too dark, so we decided to head home, and that was pretty much our day.
Hey guys, so I'm back at my house now. It's a couple of days after that hunt with Dan, and I've given those letters a little bit of time to do their thing and wait to hear back from people. And yeah, so far from doing the letter drops, I've actually managed to get permission to go on 3 separate properties in my local area. And so, time will tell whether or not they're really good, productive places to go hunting and stuff. But yeah, considering, hasn't really been that long. Like I had to put in quite a few hours of driving and, like handing out letters and stuff, and a bit of effort to type up the letter in the first place and print them off and all that kind of stuff. But, just goes to show, like if you do take a more proactive approach to getting access to properties, and you just put your absolute best efforts into it, you absolutely can get access to private property to go hunting and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and happy hunting.